Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. Nixium comes out of the water for you.
All right. I walk forward ahead of the group and make a low bow and say, "It's an honor to meet you, Hydroxus. Tell me, are there honorifics that dragons prefer? I would call a ruler in my lands a lady, but I don't know if such a title means anything to you."
It's a great fucking question. I have no idea. I need to reference. What honorific do you use for dragons? I have no idea. DMs aren't supposed to admit that sort of shit, but like, there is no honorific for my kind among your people.
I see. Will Hydroxus do then?
It shall.
Very well. My name is Van Helsing. I've come to you with questions. I was hoping you could answer them and possibly offer some advice. I apologize for scrying on you. I know it's rather rude, but I was having trouble finding you myself.
She
After
stretches. Oh, go ahead.
After a couple of days of wandering the seabed, I was starting to get frustrated.
She stretches out her wings and, gets used to being awake again. It's fine. It's fine. It's time I woke up anyway.
How long have you been sleeping?
What year is it?
As a player, I have no idea, but I know Van Helsing would.
1511, and she's like, oh. It must have been 4 or 5 years by now.
That's unfortunate.
Very few people come to see me. I don't typically grant audiences or meet with your kind, but it's so unusual to have someone prying into my home.
I apologize for the disturbance. I take it then you know nothing of the flesh that's been growing around Heatstroke back on the mainland.
Flesh?
A thing of great evil, overwhelming evil, that's been growing out of the town, covering the countryside. I fear it may threaten the world before long.
Has put you up to this?
No, who? Do you speak of Sky?
Oh, right, human. Sky, I believe is what you call him.
Unfortunately, I have reason to believe that Sky has died, fallen to this mass. I could show you the scrying myself, though there's a chance it won't work.
She gets her head like really low and close to you until her nose is like a foot away from your chest and examines the intricate designs on your armor and looks you over from one side and the other, looks to your companion standing behind you. The naked man is sort of scared. Frank is just awestruck.
I know time is much. You're a much more patient kind than my people are. If you're willing to wait till tomorrow, I could share with you what I've learned directly through mental contact, but I can't do so today.
I believe a cleric when I see one.
I was
You're
hoping
not
to
a
ask.
false. No, you wouldn't be able to contact me if you were, and no wizard
cleric.
would dare wear armor like that.
I am a cleric of Cheese.
Yes, I see.
Did you know Sky?
I did. I do?
He may be alive. The scrying worked, which suggests that he may perhaps yet live, but if so, he's been entrapped.
She closes her eyes and clearly is off somewhere else in her head for a little while. And then lets out an extremely loud roar that deafens everyone for a minute or two. When the ringing ends in your ears, it seems that she's been talking to you for a little while, and you come into the conversation at the point of... And then perhaps we can sort out the nature of this, but how did you get to my island? I see no ships.
I walked under the water. My companion walked atop it.
She shakes her head. There's a reason why your kind do not have gills. The seafloor is not a place for you.
The creatures down there were quite kind to me, even the sharks.
Well, I appreciate your warning. I suppose you're here to ascertain my assistance in this matter.
Any advice? And yes, if you're willing to offer your assistance to this cause, I would not turn it down. I'm at a loss for what to do about it myself.
Great reaching flesh. Sky
Yes.
gone. Dead, it seems. Consumed is more accurate.
If you could rip it apart, it may be possible to save him, though I can't offer any promise there.
I believe this is a colony. Your people would call it a demon colony. In
Yes.
which case, Sky is already part of it now.
That's what I feared. We came into contact with that fleshy mass, and I have a riddle, perhaps. Every word of it is true, though I don't understand its full meaning. And I'll recite the poem of the ravenous cannibal born in the land where dragons cannot fly. This person's heart was fickle and more yearning for what they most deplore. The colony ever grows, feeding on hands and toes. It commands and devours, but beware its magical powers.
Yeah. She nods and goes, yes, yes. Well, I guess it's time to go home then. Good luck, creatures. It appears your world is not long for the world. You'll probably go the way of the previous worlds.
What can you tell me about that world before you leave?
Dead, gone, abandoned, filled with the worst monstrosities your mind can imagine. Hideous creatures that feast upon themselves and their kin and eat them and become them and absorb them and rip them apart and do it all over again in a desperate cry for need and want and attention.
If the gods created such a hellscape, why did they not destroy it when they realized their mistake?
Dragon shrugs with its wings. I cannot really imagine the minds of the gods. Strange creatures that they are.
I see.
Well,
Can you tell me anything about the thing itself? I understand you wish to go home, and as much as I will miss your aid, I obviously cannot stop you. But any information you can offer before you leave may be of valuable help.
do you have the means to sail east?
I will.
Well, take a ship and leave. It'll take. You're short-lived enough that you should probably be able to live out the rest of your existence before the colony spreads over the whole of Arcadia. I think
Would have
I'll
me
take the
follow.
portal in the west back to the homeland.
There's a portal. What is your homeland like? I've heard precious little about it.
A perfect world of skies and seas and cloud castles that you can rest upon. Bountiful existence. Life everywhere. Small things to feast upon. The most delicious delicacies. I don't know what the flavor. The flavor's indescribable, but think buttered chicken. Or tikka masala growing on trees that you could just pluck at will. Samosas everywhere.
I see. There's a portal
Basically
there.
paradise.
In the west?
Far beyond the reach of people like you, accessible only to those of my kind.
I see.
Unfortunately, or for you, but fortunately for me.
Tell me, I have a thought. Do you know much about what this mass is? this specific thing? Is it a hive mind?
Let's see. The dragon strokes its like little tendrily things that comes off of its chin. Should just get a picture of Hydroxus for you here. She's got wings. This is more of like a Chinese style dragon. She's more of like a winged dragon, but it's still a similar.
Right. Yeah. She's got the whiskery mustaches.
Yeah. How familiar are you with the concept of life and how a soul is constructed?
I mean, I know that everything goes. I'm speaking as a player here. Mm-hmm. How much do I know? Like, things go back to Martha. Martha is like a big mixing pot where souls are like brought together and then rebuilt into something new again, right?
Yeah, that's the ballpark-ish.
Okay. I'll relate that and say, am I missing a piece to that puzzle?
Oh, many pieces, but for our purposes today, souls are divisible. Yours is human-sized. A dwarves is a little bit larger than yours. A goblin's is quite a bit smaller. And there is it's too complicated. The souls can be combined or ripped apart, and one soul can be divided into two, and then another soul divided into two, and those two joined together. So each one is one half of a previous creature. So souls are divisible and joinable, and these creatures grow and exist by consuming and joining souls together. This fleshy colony is a mass of 1,000 million souls or so, of not 1,000 million souls of your size, but of their size.
And they were rather diminutive, correct?
The small ones are diminutive, the large ones the colonies stretch miles in all directions, sometimes tens or even hundreds of miles in all directions. They consume anything, and whatever they consume becomes a part of them. So they're like a hive, and like a hive mind, but not quite, since it's still one creature, but it just adds parts to itself. As if I were to eat you and have a little bit of you in me, mentally, physically, and spiritually. If that makes sense. So every time it eats something, it grows larger and more powerful, and this colony seems to have eaten Sky somehow, which has made it quite strong.
I have a thought on that. As some kind of like hive mind, would it not have a center? Is there not a point of failure that we could strike to destroy it?
Quite probably. The flesh that stretches out is thin. The center of it is probably quite large.
So if I were to supposedly and purely hypothetically drop a meteor onto Heatstroke, we could destroy it?
Hypothetically, in actuality, you would need to make sure to hit the right spot with the right force and yada 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 yada. I don't think it would be as easy as just dropping something like that, but theoretically the concept works. You know, I can think of no other solution than bombarding Heatstroke somehow. Leave the island to the demon and go east to Solemn. Take up your lives there. I have a debt I have to repay here, unfortunately. Well then, time is of the essence. The longer you wait, the stronger it grows, and the more difficult it will be to kill. Thank you for your advice. Is there anything else that you know that might be prudent, or shall we end this meeting on a high note? Don't eat pufferfish. They look delicious and taste delicious, but they're poisonous, and their toxins are frustrating, even to me.
Oh? You might be interested to know you can actually eat pufferfish if you prepare them properly. You just can't eat them whole. I could show you myself if you could catch me.
She gives you the look of like, do you see how big I am? Do you think I can like climb, like dig out that gland? They're best avoided. Even the best prepared pufferfish sometimes still fails and people die. Just stay away from them.
Understandable. Thank you for the advice. It was an honor to meet you.
I'm sure it was. Well, I must collect my things before I leave. And
Tell me, if you're traveling to the west, would you be able to ferry me a ways? I know it's a bit of a impudent request, but I need to move fast. You said yourself.
Where do you need to go?
To Drekis. It's a bit out of your way. It's a bit to the southwest.
Right. The wooded place.
Yes. Not Silvis, but the one south of that.
Yes, the place near the cold.
Yes.
Near the cursed lands.
I hear there was an expedition sent there, though I don't know what became of it.
Probably all dead like the others before then.
Sounds likely.
Right.
Anyways,
no, you're on your own. Goodbye, small creatures. Farewell. And Hydroxys plunges into the sea and vanishes.
All right. I turn back to the naked man. Say, I suppose you might want to be on a ship to Solemn in the near future.
So you're telling me, says the naked man, that in the time I've been abandoned on this island, creatures from another plane of existence have come here, and they're going to take over the world, and we're so screwed that the ancient dragons are leaving this plane of existence rather than deal with these creatures.
Sounds about right.
He shakes his head. If I have assets still in holding, then I'll go as far as east goes.
It's a good idea, though hopefully we can stop it. It's... We'll have to see what happens.
Can you stop something that a dragon couldn't? Or wouldn't?
I look to make sure the dragon is well and truly gone and say, dragons can be lazy creatures. Do you think it wouldn't, or merely that it's not interested?
The naked man nods his head in agreement. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm still heading east, with everyone I can take with me.
That's a good idea. It's a shame to lose the men, though. It's going to be interesting. We have to unite this land. I think it's our only hope. I can't... You've been gone a long time. I suppose you should probably know most of the kingdoms have fractured.
What do you mean?
Eridon has been split into 5 kingdoms, I believe.
Oh my god. What a time to be gone.
Yes, though you're from Hillsborough, right? It's its own kingdom. Seems to be doing better than most of the places on this continent.
Is Lord Wiley Deephill still in charge?
Was that the name of the guy? Yeah, he's still around.
Good. He owes me a debt or two. There's this fine dwarven young lady that I acquired for him once upon a time.
Maybe he'll charter you a ship.
Perhaps.
Anyways, let me rest one more night. I have to rest one more night to get my spells, but after that, yes, we can travel back.
All right.
You'll have to learn how to walk on water, but it's not too difficult. Frank can show you.
He gives you both the like, what the fuck are you talking about look, and Frank nods like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it. All right, and you can grab some more sleep.
Yep.
The dragon is long gone by now.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, I don't think there's going to be any encounters. This is a pretty peaceful island. I think you're woken in the middle of the night by giant crabs coming onto shore, but you can outrun them, so we'll not even bother dealing with it.
Sounds good.
And the next day, you can head back to Hillsborough.
All right, yeah. I just do water walking across the board this time. So 3 of us water walking across the surface.
Mhm.
You know, I'm gonna unfailing endurance the guy just to make sure he doesn't lag behind.
Okay. And are you going to do the same walk here and then come down? Or are you going to like just water walk straight to Hillsborough?
That's too far because it's only about the breathing is like 8 hours, but the walk is like a little over an hour.
Oh, okay. So it's just
So we
this
go to the
jump
shore
here.
and then along the hills. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It'll take you the rest of the day to get to Hillsborough.
Okay.
But eventually you will arrive. And what are you going to do when you get here? Your knights have returned from their journey to Clydesdale and are waiting for you at the tavern.
I tell them that we've learned a great deal about the nature of this threat and that we need to return to Drekis. There's a couple of clerics I need to speak to. And actually, before we leave, what's the cleric again? The one that I spoke to in
Mother
Drekis?
Mira in Drekis.
Yeah, the ones of like the soul god.
Right. One of
I'm trying to remember the god.
Falumbra.
Falumbra. I'm going to ask around and see if there are any Falumbra clerics in town.
Let's see. In town, we've got Astaire, Sayer, and Jexel.
Okay.
In Redport, there is... Redport. Let's see, where are our... Redport has... No, those are temples. Where's our priest list? Damn it. Where's my list of priests? Clergy in Redport, they have Rossi, Quintarius, Astaire, Martha, Tempos, Malchus. Nope. What about Clydesdale?
Clydesdale's better than Redport anyways. I'd rather not go back to Redport.
Yeah. Nadinus, Martha, Bellum. Yes, Mother Caroline, cleric of Falumbra in Clydesdale.
Right. I'm going to say that we need to head to Clydesdale, and then we'll probably catch a ship out of Rockwave then.
Okay.
And head back to Drekis, because we need to get back, and I will see if I can call Malachi, and we'll move as fast as we can.
Okay. So, that was what? 5 days on the island? I wasn't really keeping track, but it seemed like... Oh, no, one of those days was a nap.
Let's say like a week or something.
Yeah.
Let's assume we took our time with it. We can just hand wave a week.
Sure. All right, a week goes by there. Then you can head back to Redport. That's another day. You head to Clydesdale, which is a 50 miles. So that's 2 days to get to Clydesdale. And in Clydesdale, you can find Mother Caroline, priestess of Falumbra.
I walk in and say, "Greetings, Mother Caroline. I have an urgent matter I would speak of with you."
Many blessings, Father Van Helsing, cleric of Cheese. You are known to me and to others.
I hope that's good news that you know of me.
More out of curiosity. You seem to be the only cleric of Cheese anyone has ever met.
Really? I didn't think we were so uncommon.
At least in this part of the world. Perhaps in areas more fair, your kind are more frequent, but here in the deserts and wastelands, your kind are rare.
I see. Well, I hope yours aren't, because I think we're going to have great need of you before long. Tell me, what do you know personally of that flesh that's been growing from heat stroke?
Very little. I've only heard the vaguest of rumors. I had not even known if its truth had been ascertained.
It's very true, and I've recently spoken to the dragon Hydroxus, and she confirmed some of the worst concerns I had toward it. If left unchecked, it will probably consume the entirety of Arcadia, and not long after that, the rest of the world. Perhaps it'd be easier if I showed you. May I use a spell here?
She nods.
And I'll cast rapport on her and share the dragon's words about it being this collection of souls and how they consume and divide souls and are trying to bring everything into this big hive mind.
She nods along with the rapport as it comes through and then snaps at him and goes, that seems to be quite brief but accurate.
That's what these things are traveling across the land, consuming all souls that they encounter. Any who die to those demons will never make it to the gods. They'll be entrapped by those things, those abominations.
A fate worse than death.
Yes. I started this journey because of friends of mine who had fallen to these creatures, and I thought to save them from it, but I think it's gotten bigger than that. There are more clerics like you back in Drekis. I was hoping that they would be able to help in ripping souls out of this hive, being able to force them back to the heavens. If there's any clerics, I'd be able to expect to find the nature of souls deeply enough and keenly enough to be able to accomplish such a feat. It's clerics of Falumbra.
Yes. Yes. Interesting. How shall we deal with this?
Well, we'll have to deal with one step at a time, but as a grand plan, we're going to have to unite these lands, I think. We'll need soldiers.
If this thing consumes the souls of those they kill, wouldn't sending lots of soldiers
not
just
army.
feed it?
Not an army.
Then
If
what?
we can muster enough clerics of Falumbra, do you think you could rip the souls apart? Even destroying them completely would likely be a better fate than whatever fate they're facing here.
Souls can be divided into smaller and smaller pieces, but I know of no way to destroy them. They
Could you
are a part of the goddess herself. Falumbra is technically all of us.
Could you forcibly funnel them back to the heavens? I know these are difficult questions that I ask, but I think these are clerics of Falumbra, and maybe some helping clerics to prevent the evil from tainting the heavens.
If the
filter.
things, if you can bring me fractions of souls, I can do so. We could do so if we find the strongest of our order. But the strongest of our order lives across the sea in the east, in Solemn.
Could you travel there? I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I hope you understand the gravity of the situation that's facing us. If we don't act in the near future, it's likely Arcadia as a whole is going to fall. And if Arcadia falls, then at that point it will have grown so strong that the world will likely follow after it.
She nods in agreement with you and tries to think back to a long, long time ago. There is a place, a fortress called Riftwatch near Thornton's Lake. That is the guardian of the temple at the end of the world, at the lower rift. It is a great distance to travel, but I could do so.
A friend of mine is not available at the moment, but he has the magic of teleportation. Are there not other wizards who we could consign to this task?
Yes, we could find a way to get there. I could head there and...
I imagine Falumbra clerics would likely be more willing, more receptive to your words than they would to mine, being one of their own.
I think the head of our order would be most receptive to the person who has seen this firsthand.
If you would like me to travel with you, I would be more than happy.
If you can find us a way there, I will take you there and introduce you and get you past the layers of security and guards and bring you to the temple itself. But you will have to do the work of convincing those of our order in who could help us most.
I'll see what I can do. I don't know what's happened to Malachi. It's been a long time since I last saw him, but perhaps I could find a wizard in Hillsborough. There's quite a few powerful wizards floating around the cities lately. Are there powerful ones in Clydesdale, or should I look to Hillsborough?
She considers the wizards of Clydesdale. I have no idea. No. The Wizards of Clydesdale are middling at best. Do you not personally know a powerful wizard, Van Helsing?
I do, but he's quite a long ways away. I don't know what's happened to him. Last I checked, I tried scrying, and he was buried in the ground talking to a dragon. He's been having a strange adventure.
Buried in the ground, talking to a dragon. Strange things that your people do. Find this wizard of yours that can take us far, far away, and then we shall venture together.
Very well. I've been burning through my funds. I don't suppose you could help me with chartering a ship back to Drekis. I'm not sure if I could afford the full voyage at this point.
She will take some church funds for this mission because it is very important to her ethos. It's extremely important. She will give you 100 gold.
I don't even need the gold directly. If you can just charter the ship for me.
You're in Clydesdale. There's no ocean nearby. She'll just give you money.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, right. I was thinking that we were Rockwave for a second.
I should move the token to your place more often. So she'll give you 100 gold to make your way there. Okay. It'll be 2 days to Rockwave on horseback, and from there you can charter a ship. What are you gonna do with the horses that the Queen of Stromheim gave to you?
I assume we could get them on the ship, right? They're not too happy about it, but
horses can be taken on a ship. It'll cost quite a bit, but you have funds for that now.
Yep. If we have to sell 1 or 2 of them, then that's what it comes down to.
So the 4 of you and your 4 horses are going to go from Rockwave back to Bontheris, right?
Yes, because I assume that's where Malachi is going to contact me when he's done with everything.
Right.
And then if Malachi's not back, I'm going to head to, I think it was Wicthron Rarenta, where the cleric of Falumbra was, and I'm going to apprise them of updates to the situation.
Okay. So it's about a 400-mile journey. Let's see. And you on a ship can probably do 30 or 40 miles a day. So it's probably going to be like a 10 to 15 day journey. Why don't we just split the difference, call it 12. And then it'll probably be a few days before a ship leaves for there, because they don't always head to that area. So we'll just say it's like another 2.5 weeks to get back home. And let's see if there are any ocean encounters that we would do next time. We'll leave ocean encounters to next time. And we'll say that we'll end today's session on you guys leaving Rockwave and heading back to Bontheris.
How far behind Malachi are we?
I have no idea. I'll have to do some math afterwards to figure out how long. We've said that it took you 10
days getting there, and then we spent probably about a week on the island, probably another 4 days total with stuff going on in Hillsborough. Then another week total of traveling around with Clydesdale and Rockwave, and then let's say 3 weeks on the ship. You said 2.5, but that could be.
Say. All right, so we were at 25 days plus 21 days. I'm getting 46 days, 47 days of this journey. Why don't we just round it to 50 days?
Okay.
45 or 50 days. I don't know. Let's call it 45 because we've been rounding up a lot. So 45 days from when we started, which was January, February, March, April, May 20th, I think, is when we started. April... somewhere around the middle of April, and then 45 days from there will bring us to April, May, June.
Yeah, it'll bring us to early June.
So we're in early June. Okay. And Malachi is... God, I should write... I actually did write this down. Hold on. June. Malachi. Where is Malachi hiding?
He's in August.
He's in August?
According to chat. God damn it, Nick.
Okay. Cool. So I guess there's some time yet that you need to kill to find Malachi.
I've got a little bit to do. I guess I might set out and search them myself at that point. I don't like that's Van needs to get Malachi, right?
Yeah.
Oh, also Malachi says he sent me a dream spell in June.
Somewhere in June, right?
What
It probably won't have hit by now.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So somewhere in June, maybe it's at the end of your voyage or after a couple days in town, you will get a dream. And I will have to talk to Nick to remember what the hell the dream is that he sends you. But you do dream of him.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do the dream and all that jazz the next time we pick up.
All right.
We are going to be done here for the day with Hardcore Heroes. Thanks for playing, Sean. You got a lot done today despite the lack of combat.
Yeah, no, I always enjoy when you get to like run into things and talk to them instead of kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get to communicate with a giant octopus instead of fighting it.
Yeah. Great. Do you got anything for us to say or share with us before we head out?
Go try out Battle for Wesnoth. It's a good game and it's free and it's open source. Also, Journey Quest Season 4 got funded on Kickstarter. The whole series is up for free on YouTube. So you should go watch the first 3 seasons, then get excited for the 4th because that's another fun free thing that's really good. That's all I got. I'm not affiliated with either of those things. I just like them. So go give them support.
Okay. I guess the only thing I have to say is that on the 13th and 14th of August, we will be doing this sort of extended 24 plus hour D&D session with all sorts of stuff. We're going to be taking place in East Arcadia, which is a new landmass that we are developing. And yeah, that's that. So stick around for the thing on the 13th and 14th of August. And we will see you guys later with more of everything. Bye-bye, everyone.